Have you ever wanted to build something amazing with AI, but got totally overwhelmed by all the complexity? Well, you're in the right place. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on Amazon Bedrock, the service that lets you tap into the incredible power of generative AI without all the usual headaches. Let's get into it. So you see what these incredible foundation models from companies like Anthropic, Meta, and Cohere can do. And you've got an idea, right? Maybe it's a revolutionary chatbot, a smart content generator, or it's something nobody's even thought of yet. The goal is simple. You want to use the best AI tools out there for your project. And then reality sets in. You realize you have to juggle different APIs for every single model, manage a whole mess of infrastructure, and worry about security and privacy. It can turn into a complete and utter nightmare really fast. And honestly, it's a huge barrier that stops so many great ideas dead in their tracks.
So here's how we're going to break it all down in this explainer. First up, we'll get into what Amazon Bedrock actually is. Then we'll explore all the cool stuff you can build with it. After that, we'll clear up some of the key jargon, and to wrap it all up, we'll show you exactly how to get started.
Okay, let's start with the absolute basics. What is Amazon Bedrock? You know, the best way to think about it is like having the ultimate universal toolbox for all things generative AI.
The official definition is actually perfect because it tells you everything. It's fully managed. That means no servers for you to worry about. It gives you access to high-performing foundation models, so you're getting the best of the best. And the most important part, it's all through a unified API. One connection, one API, and you get access to a whole range of powerful models.
And that's where this whole toolbox idea just clicks. Imagine having one key, that single API, that opens up a massive workshop filled with all different kinds of tools. You don't have to maintain the workshop, it's totally serverless, it's got security locks built right in. And maybe the best part, you can bring in your own private data to customize any of these tools for your exact needs.
So now that we have this incredible toolbox, what can we actually build with it? Well, this is where it gets really exciting. The answer is a lot. You can go from writing simple prompts all the way to building these super complex automated systems we call agents. So here are the core things you can do with Bedrock. You can start small, just playing around in the console, experimenting with different prompts and models. From there, you can build what are called agents to automate workflows. You can even customize models with your own company's data. That's called fine-tuning, to make them experts in your field. Or you can connect models to your live data using a technique called RAG. It's all about giving you the options to find the perfect tool for the job.
Now, out of all those capabilities, there are two that are absolute game changers for building the next generation of apps: agents and a thing called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. We've got to break these down.
Okay, agents are a huge deal. An agent is so much more than just a chatbot. It's an application that uses an AI model to actually reason, create a plan, and then take action in the real world. It can make its own API calls and interact with your company's systems to get multi-step jobs done. We're talking about things like booking a flight with multiple stops, or even processing an insurance claim from start to finish, all on its own. And then we have RAG. This is the magic trick for making a model an expert on your company's information, without having to do a full-blown retraining. It's a really simple three-step process. First, when a user asks a question, the system goes and looks for answers in your own private data sources. Step 2, it grabs that info and stuffs it into the prompt behind the scenes. And finally, step 3, the model uses all that extra context to give a way smarter, more accurate, and up-to-date answer. All right, to really get comfortable in this world, we need to speak the language. So this next part is a super quick rundown of a few essential terms you're going to hear all the time when you're working with Bedrock. First up, the foundation model, or FM. This is the engine. It's the heart of everything we're talking about. It's just a massive AI model that's been trained on an unbelievable amount of data, which means it can already do a ton of different things, like write emails or generate images, right out of the box. Next up is the prompt. This is simply the instruction you give to the model. And let me tell you, crafting a good prompt is an art form. It's the difference between getting a generic, useless response and getting something absolutely brilliant and perfectly tailored to what you need.
Okay, this one's a super important distinction. Think of it like a car. The model parameters are like the car's engine design. The horsepower, the torque, they're built in by the manufacturer. But the inference parameters, those are the controls you have as the driver, the gas pedal, the steering wheel. With every single request you make, you can tweak these inference settings to tell the model exactly how creative you want it to be, or how long its response should be.
And finally, we have the token.
A token is the basic unit of language for an AI model. It's not always a whole word. Sometimes it's just a piece of a word or a comma. Now, why should you care? Because almost all pricing in the world of generative AI comes down to one thing: how many tokens you use, both in what you send to the model and what it sends back. All right, you get what it is, you get what it does. Now, for the most important part, the how. Let's walk through the exact steps you can take to get your hands dirty with Amazon Bedrock.
AWS gives you a really clear roadmap here. First, do exactly what you're doing right now. Get familiar with the basic ideas. Second, make sure you understand how the pricing works. Third, and this is the fun part, jump into the AWS console and start playing around with the tutorials and playgrounds. And finally, when you're ready to build, dive into the official documentation for your specific project.
The pricing model is refreshingly simple. You only pay for what you use. It's all based on the number of input and output tokens that get processed. Now, if you're building a really big application and you need guaranteed speed, you can buy something called provisioned throughput. Just think of it like reserving your own private high-speed lane on the AI highway. It's great for high-volume use cases. And that just about wraps it up. We've defined the service, we've explored what it can do, and we've mapped out your first steps. You now have this powerful, universal AI toolbox at your fingertips. So, the only question left is, what are you going to build with it first?